like when you are trying to hire me, don't look at my Twitter. Thanks. That would be great.
I think it would, but that's almost too idealistic because it's just like,
I think I could see in the movie that a lot of it was cut out. I don't know why. I can't imagine why.
you know why.
I do know why, but it sucks. It sucks because that's my original point here is that
There's things you're naturally drawn to.
And we're back to our old and new listeners. Welcome to Who Would You Tell?
Welcome back to an episode of Debates Never Die. No, sir. It's an episode of Who Would You Tell? I'm joined by Malcom Mashikwe. If you watch both podcasts, Alex, I have the most time for you in the world. Because that means you're about me for real. There's lots of you guys kind of like me.
Give them a discount code.
Yeah, there'll be a discount code on classic football shirts, our new sponsor. Just hashtag LLM. And honestly, that's for you guys. But in all seriousness, guys, thank you for tuning in for this episode. It means a lot to me. Sheiks, thank you for joining me for this episode.
Dude.
Especially the circumstances, a peek behind the curtain. This episode almost did not happen. This is just you looking at a man to my right who is legitimately shambles.
Befuddled.
Shambles for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
He's been back in the country at the time of recording for less than 3 hours. The first stop was Who Would You Tell? That should tell you about the stature.
McDonald's was first.
You didn't stop. You were just inside the car.
Fairs.
Yeah. And I should tell you about the stature of this organization, the recording studio. How serious are we taking this podcast?
Serious.
Sheiks, mate, thank you. Honestly, bottom of my heart means a lot.
Man, no problem. I messed up the last time. Why did I?
It was your birthday, so we shelved it. We shelved it. It was fine.
You know what my problem is, bro? I need to start.
You overcommit, dog.
On the topic of adulting, I need to actually have a calendar that's printed on.
I think so, dog. The way you live your life,
I say yes based on like, how does this sound? Like, how does it feel?
You like vibes.
Yeah.
You're a big vibes guy.
It sounds cool. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah,
I'm like,
definitely. It is like how. You know what's crazy is that when you agreed to do this episode at the time, I was like, I know you're traveling. You know you're traveling. What do you mean?
So I assumed, that's my fault because I thought our country worked efficiently. So the reason it almost didn't happen, again, more context, that my baggage got lost by British Airways. They colonize us, they lose our bags. It's insane. So that is why. If it wasn't for that, I would have been good because the flight landed at like 8:30. I was through immigration by 9.
Okay. Fair.
Like I was, and then I just chilled waiting for my bags for about like an hour and a half. So that's what cooked me.
Okay,
ultimately.
fair.
But no. The first link. It's actually funny because I invited you to my birthday thing. The
day of the record. It's like, brother, we have an engagement here. Like,
now that's on me, dude. That's part of my growth.
Please,
this pod's about growth.
Please.
Actually, I want to give you your flowers as well because this thing has grown. From my first appearance was audio.
Yeah. And
the platform has grown, your social media presence has grown. So like shout out to you. Even the, Case in Point Studios also, they hold you down. But I think to take your podcast to the next level, you need like a jingle.
So I mean we do have the intro track now.
No, but like a proper, for example, like adverts mid-2000s.
Yeah.
Glosal, a mobile generation. I'm telling you, where's Glosal?
Okay,
but we know this. We know Glosal because of the jingle. I'm telling you.
So you think it needs that kind of?
Who would you tell?
Yeah. No. Listen. So I've thought about that. It would cook. And there's a producer that I've spoken to about it. But how would I make that? I'm gonna make the beat. How are we doing this?
Who is? I wanted to know. Is it your girl that does the voice for?
That is Tata Matlow's voice. That is Tata Matlow's voice as the unofficial. Well, the voice of Digital.
You can use her for the.
You make have her
do something
like take that track, play it, and then put something else over it or what?
Ooh,
that's an option.
That's actually something.
No, I have considered this.
Us volunteering Tata to do.
Yeah, no. Listen. If you weren't gonna make it, she was almost making her Who Would You Tell debut today.
Okay, crazy.
So a lot of things have almost happened.
That would have been great. A lot
of things almost happened today. But I think the scattered nature of it really does encapsulate today's topic really well. Honestly, guys, this has been. Since turning 28, it's been heightened for me, but I think it's a thing that if I look at life in general, for most people, it's always the case. Bro, I don't think I can plan anything. I don't think that my life or life in general is so full of guarantees that matter of factly that in 9 months' time, I'm going to be doing this.
Oh, I see where you're coming
Yeah.
from. I took that opening statement because I'll be honest, I read obviously the episode outline before we lost.
Yeah.
So then after we lost the Bournemouth, everything before that is gone.
Yeah.
So when you said the topic, I'm like, what was it? I was thinking, what is it about?
Yeah.
Oh, planning from that perspective.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
because
Like-
I thought you meant just like with me structuring.
Like trying to make your life go a certain way. It requires a lot of luck. It requires a lot of good timing. It requires, if you're religious, it requires God's will. It requires things that a lot of the time feel like it's either destined to go a certain way or it just isn't.
I agree with that.
And honestly, as with a lot of the topics that are a bit more difficult, the thinking is usually for me, okay, I'm past this thing. Let me speak about this with somebody else. That's not the case. I'm not past it.
Yeah.
I'm actually currently in the throes of this thing of thinking, bro, I can't make sense of my life. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to be doing this. And it's like, it's not happening like that. That's not the way this thing is going yet. And I'm forming a support group. That's what's happening. The next few episodes, I'm saying, hey, you other people planning your life, what's happening? How are you guys making sense of what life is like?
You know what it is with regards to life planning? I realize the extent of your alternative options, I think, derails your ability to plan your life. Because, and I say simple life not in like a derogatory sense, but people who have a more simply structured life, not even just currently but prospectively, I think it's a lot easier to plan like what you're going to do.
I get what you're saying.
Right. And like the first time, it's funny because like self-awareness, people think it's like actualizing a new sense of self. When realistically, what I think self-awareness is it's just understanding the formulas to habits. So things you've always been doing, self-aware is when you start to understand why you do those things. First of all, you start to understand that you do those things, and you understand why. And looking back, the on the topic of life planning and the complexities of it, and I guess an allegory on like having options and how that can be a derailment to that. It started with like planning vacations. Because when I was younger, as most people in SA, you travel SA. So it's like your options are Durban, Cape Town, maybe some in the Eastern Cape, the Kruger. It's 4 or 5. Then around like, 8, 9, 10, privileged to start going overseas. And I wish I had known that was like a microcosm of what like adulting is. Because I never understood like why my parents, you ask me what are your plans in December? In July, I'll say, boy, I don't know. You ask me again in November, I don't know. Because now it's not just SA, it's we're going Zim, Botswana, we're going Europe, we're going. So like that's how I feel life is when you have, and it is a privilege to have options, but that's if you ask me what like my qualms are with like life planning.
Like almost like making the right decision. Like which one makes the most sense?
Not even the right decision, just making a decision. I'm comfortable like, and we'll get into like my own journey and stuff a bit later, but I'm comfortable making the wrong decision. Okay. Again, that comes from, I think, privileges, right? Yeah. And you need to, part of awareness, recognizing your privilege. But like, for me, it's making a decision. Boy.
So decision paralysis is a thing for you?
I wouldn't say it's a thing, because I will make the decision, but like, it's just, as someone who likes to look at things intricately and to I'm the most childish thing in my opinion is being like shocked.
What do you mean?
Like, no, dude. Like, you're not allowed as an adult. Like, they're truly unpredictable life events. Of course, you'd be shocked by those. Yeah. But like, if we go Brom and like, God forbid, you get like in a weird situation with Oaks, you can't be shocked. Because you know what Brom is. So my issue with decision making is now the scenario analysis that comes after decisions made. I have no problem making a decision, but it's like if I choose A leads down this path, B, and now I'm trying to at least have like being blindsided. I think is a bit childish to decisions you're making. Of course, excluding life events. But yeah, like if I choose to I don't know, work in America, I can't be shocked that I have people tell me I have an American twang.
Oh, okay.
Like, come on, dude. That's the byproduct of the decision. Yeah. So for me, not decision paralysis in the sense of I can't choose. Because as the woman would say, it gives them the ick, and I don't like giving women the ick. So when are we gonna have a relationship episode?
So we're building to it.
Let's go.
It's just it needs to be structured a way where I don't hate myself having
talking
made
about it.
that decision. Because for those who
Right.
don't know, generally speaking, I think
He hates it.
almost all online relationship discussions suck.
Yeah,
I don't think I see like obviously the most you see is the stuff that's the most clickbaity, the most like shocking. So that's unfortunate. But I think how it's approached
It's
generally
lazy.
isn't good faith.
It's lazy.
It's not really advice a lot of the time. It's just to try to generate outrage.
Yeah.
And it feels almost like too much of low hanging fruit of being like people will definitely watch a thing about relations. It's like there's other things happening.
More substance. Yeah.
I think people are struggling with more things than just their romantic lives. It's
Right.
like that's not where we're trying to go.
Will your man pay for your friends? But no, I hear you.
Why?
I hear you. I hear
like
you.
why
I hear you.
such abstract like,
topics? No,
yeah.
but back to what I was saying is like being blindsided. I think that's something like when I think of adulting, you really can't.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's decision paralysis from like a perspective point of view. Like this results in this. Would I be happy with this? Or if this results in this, and this is the ceiling, this is the floor. Are we okay with the floor? That can cook me a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, I'm glad that you're here because I'll be honest with you, I've been struggling to face what this topic really is for me on a personal level because it feels like the one thing where I don't have the answers. Someone says, "Yo, bro, where do you hope Who Would You Tell goes?" I don't know, dog. I don't know where I hope Who Would You Tell goes. If it generates enough traction, maybe it'll go here. But I can't make it go there.
Right.
If I'm good at this thing, it'll grow because I put in the time. There's enough episodes. A sponsor eventually. Someone eventually took me up on this. And then,
video goes viral.
you see what I'm saying? Like I don't know which video. I don't know which episode. I don't know which moment would mean that this becomes a self-sustaining thing. Right. Like, and that's the thing. I'd hope to move into that industry full time. And you know what I'm saying?
Move that way, yeah.
And dealing with that anxiety around this thing of like, I'm just gonna keep doing it. No, yeah, I'll see what happens. You know, it's a daunting thing, and you have made multiple pivots in terms of things that you want to do, like strides you've taken on a personal level, professional level, and you know, this time last year you didn't live here, dude. Like I think that is, it's why you fit perfectly as the guest because somebody who's had to just kind of, you know, reposition yourself and just be like, okay, cool, this is where I'm at right now. This is just what I'm going to do while I'm here. Honestly, you've shown a lot of adaptation. You haven't lived in your home country as an adult.
Ever.
So you know, to have done that the way you have, it's a bit buck. So I mean, honestly, I think why you fit as a guest, it's very, very simple. Someone read like, just look at your LinkedIn. Look at your LinkedIn, and it's like, okay, yo, what's your story now?
Funny.
Like,
That's
like after that, you then did what? Yeah, speaking of your LinkedIn, if we were to speak about you like purely via your accolades, we'd say, dog, you're NCAA Division I athlete. You've got an MBA. You have worked for 2.5 years. On top of that, like working like in SA, but I was saying like your experience overseas as well.
Calm. Yeah.
And despite all that, you're back home when you hadn't planned to come back home at that moment in time. You've had to readjust to that. Where's your head at, though? How like, you've been back for a while. How are you feeling?
Dude, you know, it's crazy, bro. Like, you have these specific... Oh, I don't know how to put this. So, for your listeners that don't know me, you know, I'm...
Analogy man.
I'm an analogy man, guys. Unfortunately, I use analogies to get my point across.
But from anything.
So I apologize if you understand the point of reference, you're with me. If you don't, I'll try say something because this is a bit niche. The best way I can think about it is I live my life like Dragon Ball Z between sagas. Like before the Saiyans arrive, we're just existing.
Yeah.
Before Frieza pulls up, we're just so like it's only when those really like distinct events happen, like, you know, like V passing or getting like the whole layoff process, that side, like then I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on? So right now I can't tell you where my head's at because I haven't had that event yet. That forces me to reflect. It's really just autopilot, dude. Like literally, people always talk about, like, even when you listen talking about my accolades, like you hear that, you think, oh, that's intentionality. The only thing I've ever been intentional in my life, the only things I've ever been intentional in my life about football, when I was playing like competitively, relationships, and like more recently the type of like brother and son I want to be. Probably as of like 2020, the pandemic made me reflect.
Yeah.
But
Like just like family life.
yeah,
that's the
brother,
thing.
son, and like friends like you who are family. I consider family.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything else is just freestyle, bro. I won't lie. You just live day by day, and then you say, "How am I vibes guy? How am I feeling?"
Yeah.
That's really all I base my decision making around, and I think like if you talk about biggest fears is like not being a good person. And now obviously that's a very generic sentence.
Yeah.
And I've battled with what qualifies goodness during different periods of my life, right? Because I've always thought of myself as a good guy, but if you speak to people, rightfully so, they'll have different experiences of me. So I think that's really, if you want to talk about like what consumes me on a day to day, it's more that. Like I've always viewed myself as a good guy, but I wasn't that good to someone or some person back then. And I think I'm good now. We need to audit this. That's really, you want to know in my sober brain what consumes me is that, dude, is literally just trying to
like just be the best possible version of yourself.
Best possible version of myself, but also to amend for sins, and because not everyone wants to hear from you. So to amend for sins internally, to forgive yourself, to go through that process. Like we thought PS2 graphics were the ones, eh?
Yeah, no, but some of them were. There are some games where like we were fine.
But we thought, eh?
Yeah.
And now we're playing PS5. We're like, yo, what were we talking about? So that's kind of the feeling.
Yeah.
But on in terms of like where I'm at, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to have, again, like I'm grateful for, and again, shout out to the parents for this, because shortcomings or obstacles, I have a cushion to fall back on.
Yeah.
Which is a serious privilege. I recognize that. And I have the opportunity to rebuild and try figure things out again.
Yeah.
So like, I'm okay, man. I appreciate you asking. I'm okay. Recently discovered I have anxiety attacks, which is a new thing. Yeah.
Wait, when you say recently, what did you think was happening before?
Dude, I don't know. I thought I like wasn't sleeping grand, because I don't sleep well.
Yeah.
So like I thought it was just sometimes I'm fatigued, but no, it's actually anxiety. Crazy.
This is a weird place to have the conversation.
Sorry, I apologize.
I knew you had anxiety. What do you mean you didn't
I'm a
know?
very anxious person, but I never had anxiety attacks. Like the heart.
Like the heart palpitations.
Pounding, yeah, the heart palpitations,
Okay,
like not being able to like sleep. Discovered that like maybe end of last year.
Okay.
Yeah, I said, oh, that's what that is. You know, actually, what made me realize, again, the topic of self-awareness, Suits. I was rewatching Suits. I'm being serious. I was rewatching Suits, and then there was that period when Harvey lost Donna, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is anxiety. Can we swear?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Shit. This is anxiety, bro. And like, anyways, so how I'm doing is I'm good, but I'm also like discovering new things about myself as I exist. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, look, to be fair, I don't think you don't know what anxiety attack is until you have a reference point. And I don't think most people have the anxiety attacks with other people. Yeah. So it would be something that you
on your own discover.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's definitely
scary thing, man.
Boy,
I've gone to the hospital once. I thought I was having a heart attack. I thought I was dying.
I remember about this. And dude, you know my beef is with you, dude. You'll say such hectic things like casually.
Yeah, but how else would you want me to say it? You want me to sit you down?
Bro,
this is what I'd rather do.
Put some sauce on it. You texted me. I said, "What are you doing?" I'm at the hospital. I'm like, bro, you can't just.
How else would I have told you?
Like on a voice note or like a thing like, yo, bro, don't panic, but like I'm just at the grand.
No, but that's why you wouldn't have panicked. I was like, yo, dude, just so you know,
okay,
I'm at the hospital, but I'll be fine.
Rather.
No, but
you didn't say that.
What did I say?
Check my phone. It was casual, like you're watching a movie, like
no. Honestly, I find it easy to speak about difficult things that way because it's just like. It doesn't have to be a dramatic sit-down thing. It's just like, yo, this is the thing.
The most dramatic thing you've ever told me, and I apologize for hijacking the episode, but the most dramatic thing you ever told me, and to this day I laugh about it, was when you had like your religious reawakening. Yeah. And you were describing the sounds you heard.
Oh, dog, for context, I was like deep in thought. Easter Friday was like 2 days away. I promise you, as I'm like thinking about my life, where I'm at, bro, the Uber, he doesn't touch the audio down. He doesn't put his finger to it. Dog, it's gospel playing on the thing. I'm like, dog, where am I? Like, I'm trying to, I listen, there's an episode in the pipeline, hopefully with a pastor I know very well, who I think understands God the way I do, we might be doing that. Like what religion's like 21st century. But that for me, I was like, bro.
Dude, and then you said, I was hearing bells.
Yes! I
was hearing church bells.
Yes!
That's the only time you've
Bear in
ever...
mind, this is maybe 3 a.m.
Yeah, no, the voice note was because
Yes.
I was awake that side. Yeah.
Yes.
No, that voice note is to this day, like, it's the only time you've ever, not the only time, there've obviously been other times, more serious times. One of the few times where you've delivered news with the
Like
gravitas
the same
that it
scale
deserves.
of the-
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
shit, boy, no, I heard the church bells. I said,
I promise you.
That was funny, man. But
Because
no.
I felt it in my spirit.
Nah,
I could have been a pastor that day. If like there was like
The
a Roman
conviction-
thing.
the conviction
In
could-
that moment, they could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have gotten me.
Not feeling, bro. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I just live on a day to day on how I feel.
Okay.
Because if you feel good, not to say you do, because you can do Nyols if you feel good. that thing is a lie, bro.
You feel good, you do good.
That's a lie, bro. You don't feel good, you do. But if you feel good, like
Yeah.
you're more comfortable accepting. Like you spoke about my adaptability, my acceptance. It stems from how do I feel? Right?
Okay.
How have I felt in the midst of things? There's nothing worse than unfavorable, funny enough, at the game. I remember the guys I was sitting next to were like, "Oh, you're so energetic, positive when watching Arsenal." Because our fans were very moody, and it's the same principle, bro. Like, win or lose, if I enjoyed myself, obviously it sucks to see Arsenal lose, but like, I'm at the Emirates.
Yeah.
I've only watched 3
Although
games at the
I do
Emirates
think
in my
there's
life.
the added novelty of us not living in the UK.
That makes things a
That
bit more.
takes a bit
to
different. Like, it's not about
level.
the result.
Yeah,
I'm watching
Fez,
Arsenal.
I'm actually watching my guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, feeling. That's really it. How do you feel?
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
fair. So I mean, you're back, and there's the practical realities of it, right? Like it's the day to day. So I'm curious, what's the toughest part about being back? Is the social aspect? Is being back like in your parents' home? Like you're back amongst like your peers you haven't been around like for this long in ages. Like what's more difficult?
That's a really good question. I think
That's why I do this, brother.
I think being back again, going back to the whole thing of like pivotal moments triggering self like realizations or awareness. So it's made me reflect on a few things. First and foremost, it's more so how I'm not all the way happy with how things ended in the States. Not because things ended, because it didn't end on my terms. So it does feel like there's a bit of an end. It's not definitive. I could go back, whatever. I mean, with that orange man, who knows? So that's one of the feelings I had, was a level of guilt or shame, and that's definitely something that is common amongst people that go overseas, and something that I've spoken to like a few people about. Is you kind of like Western.
It's almost like did you make it really?
Yeah,
when
Western
you were there?
propaganda is different. Like you start to. It's funny because I'm obviously in accounting, so I recognize that South Africa is one of the leading countries in accounting. There's absolutely no shame. In fact, you're close to the pinnacle of accounting if you're operating and succeeding in South Africa. Yet, because of how Western society is positioned,
it's almost like if you're there, you're better off. Even if your position, matter of fact,
it goes
isn't
back
as good.
to like value proposition of how much you make and all of these things. But like ultimately, that guilt or shame has been one of the biggest things. Another thing has been like you see your family and you see they've like aged.
Yeah.
Right. And I'd come home every so often, especially like my undergrad. I'd come every year for the summer, which was wonderful. But like I'm seeing my mom, my dad, they've aged, right? Still healthy, thank God. But like you're like, oh, guilt with that too. My sibling, my sisters were the biggest. Like Gabby, I come back and like she's like here now.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to Babylon and Hogshead. So she's like, now she's like a grown pin. You pick me up. I'm thinking sharp. I'll be there.
Yeah, like I bumped your sister at Kunye last year.
Look now, Vicky. Look now.
Yeah, that was...
And so like you feel that. That's one other thing you feel is like a level of guilt regarding that, or like where did the time go? And you also start to. I say sins not because not because I sinned, but it's just it's a saying. Right?
I get what you mean.
You start to face like the sins of your past in the sense that unwatered relationships have wilted away. People that you've fallen out with that you never faced the reality of
what that means.
That means you now come. So you have to face the reality of and exist in the changes that deviate from your childhood. So in many ways, like when I was in the States and I was like, you're very lonely that side. Like you spend a lot of time alone, a lot of time gaming. So I finished FIFA, so I stopped playing. I genuinely just got too good. And like, you know, you spend a lot of time alone, and what then becomes a safe haven is home.
Yeah.
So like whenever you're like by yourself, like I go 3 days without speaking to people, you know, because the way South Florida is set up is striving. And home would be the safe haven. Like those TikTok sounds came out, you know, and there's one specifically, it's called school rooftop. I hear it, all memories. I don't know, whoever makes those instrumentals, memories of childhood come flooding back. But being home is almost to crush those memories a little bit, because you realize to quote Harry Styles, it's not the same as it was, right? It's actually taken up its own new thing. Went to St. John's Rugby Fest.
Yeah.
Did you see the new prep?
Yeah, it is. But that was my 10 year though. But yeah.
Oh, fairs. Yeah. I was like, what the hell is this? And I only had 1 year, grade 2 at St. John's.
Yeah.
But they're not there anymore. So now, like, you know, it's acceptance is another thing for sure. When you come back, you're like, oh, okay, so the past is gone. Yeah. Like it's truly
like
gone.
It's a new thing that you actually
a whole new thing.
Yeah.
And the trippiest part is new memories are going to be formed, and new safe havens are going to be formed on the basis of this new thing. Okay. So I saw at Rugby Fest, I saw OJs dapping each other, saying, boy, it's been so long that I didn't know. Meaning, like, they obviously went to St. John's after my 5-year cycle. And I'm like, oh, yeah, hey, like, this school is evergreen. It's perpetual. It keeps, all your memories are not special because they happened here. They're special because of you and the people that they happened with. Yeah. Because everyone has the same landmark of happiness as, you know, same landmarks for happiness. So like, yeah. So acceptance has been a big one as well, for sure. Okay. Since I've been back. Yeah.
Jeez, dude. And then in terms of who you were that side, do you think you're the same person being back home?
Yes and no. Americans are some of the most inadaptable people on earth. So the people that I connected with, like in a holistic is right way. I think holistic is a good way to put it. In a holistic sense, as in the convergence point of who I am at home, who I am, because who I was there is still a real person, just altered a little bit. Yeah. And who I am in my family, there were some people who kind of overlapped with all of them. So to those people, I'd say same person, same guy, here at home in there. But there were some who I did befriend that didn't have the frame of reference or the capacity to engage with me as Malcom, the South African, or Malcom, you know, the guy who's of Zimbabwean lineage, or Randy's lineage. So like those versions got a more tailored down, watered down version of myself. And definitely two different people. A lot more timid. A lot more.
No, I mean, I think a very big part of why I've been apprehensive about living in another country is, and something I don't think people who are xenophobic are like open enough about, like, no one wants to be like a minority. Yeah. Like it's not anyone's like desired state of being. It's a bar. Especially like as a black person, right? Like you're looking to have your community, looking to have your people around you as much as you possibly can. And yeah, like I've been thinking about the fact that you're probably like a bit of an Uncle Tom, like not because you wanted to be, but because you gotta have to be, like the way black people have to shrink themselves if you're in certain spaces. Oh yeah, I think that's doubled and amplified when you're in America. That's very true. The fact that you've been doing that for 9 years, to have to come, like to be able to come back and be like, oh yeah, actually it's fine that I'm here. Like you don't fear the police the same way as you would have. Yeah, no. Like there's like those kinds of changes. It's been like I think when I've tried to imagine, like, where is this guy right now?
Like what is he doing?
You know, like whenever like you'd be back and like he would say, how's Kansas? You know, the fact that Oaks would just so say annoying, like right? Whatever. For context, he was never in Kansas. It was just name a random one.
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
What the hell, bro? That was a good
because you're out with him.
That was a great That was a ground line. That was phenomenal. Yeah. Bro. That was good. Yeah.
But yeah, like I think it kind of just highlights that it makes the idea of trying to plan and like to aim for like much larger things this very complex thing. Right, because there's so much you're taking on. You talk about like the ceiling and like the basement of certain decisions you make. Like in terms of how you look at planning your future, do you think if you could choose exactly where you are in 5 years' time, do you think you choose to be here or just in a new country in general?
I actually don't have an answer for that, because again, it comes down to ultimately what fulfills you, and there's amid odds, there's turmoil, there's
No, but I mean, like it's what you're chasing ultimately, right? So
it's what you're chasing, but it's also like, again, not the decision, it's the outcome of those decisions. So like let's play like a game. Let's run scenarios through, right? I stay here, probably meet a wonderful South African woman, right? We live this side, not having kids anytime soon, right? So we're just enjoying life together, yeah, dude, no, please, Lord have mercy. So yeah, I'm not having any kids anytime soon. So like, you're just living life together, building, and that's wonderful. Then you kind of have the opportunity to have children here, or maybe live somewhere else before you have children. But it's basically growing with someone, right? Which I value very highly.
Yeah.
Work-wise, it would probably be a lot more work to transfer my degrees and my
everything,
it's
and
a
then make
different
it
thing,
like palatable in the South African environment.
Yes. Nice to be around family, of course, but I'm around family
all
of
the
course.
time now.
Yeah, all the time now,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, and I've been alone for like the majority of my life. So pros and cons, right? Then you look at the other side of things. You leave, go somewhere else, maximize earnings potential, hopefully able to save, invest, see more, travel more, watch more football, like feed those, healing your inner child.
Yeah.
Still haven't watched the Royal Rumble. We still haven't gone to a WrestleMania.
Mania.
Like those
Yeah.
things become so much more viable if you were to leave, just from pure
Like
geography and
accessibility. Yeah, you're just in the area. You don't have to think about the flights, accommodation,
You're
everything
there.
else. It's like,
you know what I mean? So like but then that route would feed me in a not to even say it's not substantive, it is. Even though it is a bit more materialistic, those are, you and I, we love wrestling. Like that's an inner child thing, right?
Yeah.
Football is an inner child thing. So it would definitely satisfy me in a substantive way, but then dating becomes more complicated that side.
Yeah.
Right? Like we spoke about this in pre-production, how people take commonality for granted. Like even if it's just commonality in America, and this dawned on me so many times when I'd be out in Miami, like I can meet someone and make up a whole life.
Yeah.
They'd have if I say
There's no context.
If I say I went to Red Hill, I went to St. John's, they
They've
don't know
gone
what
crazy on the scams.
dude, genuinely. I say I went to Red Hill or St. John's, they don't know what that means. So just that commonality alone, people overestimate, or like they underestimate, sorry.
Yeah.
So going that side, going back to America or wherever else, I think dating becomes a bit more complicated. Now there's a lot more to juggle, a lot more to navigate when it comes to finding that common ground,
Yeah.
how we want to scale as a family. So like, I really don't know. Again, it's going to be on a day-to-day of how I feel type thing, and also being able to just have as many options as possible. What I won't allow though is, and this is something that I've learned as I've grown, is obviously it's just so cliche. Like I apologize. Like this is not profound. People have heard this, but the value of time.
Yeah.
Right. And like, just not being stagnant.
Okay.
I look at now as I'm studying, for accounting board exams, and like all that time I didn't do anything when I should have been. So like just making sure that there's passive investment in potential outcomes is what I'm most fixated on, more so than like making a decision now.
Okay.
Right? Because as you said, like you can't really plan your life, dude. My feelings may change. World events may change. Right? I'm very fascinated at the idea of Asia as well as like a prospective area to just experience, because it's a lot of what we're taught exists in the West actually exists in the East. Yeah. So it's like, but at the same time, I take serious pride in being like African, like, me, dude. Like, what's wrong with staying here? What's wrong with going to
like why can't SA be the country? Why can't this be the dream location?
Why can't this be the location? Why can't Rwanda be something I explore? Like that's that's half of my lineage, right? Like
there's people who go on to work in Africa who are very successful, building really happy lives. But it's almost like the only way is like you've made it big. It's like I live in LA now. It's like you could be really big here.
I think trying to ascertain or delineate through what is indoctrination and what is your actual voice saying is that's the toughest thing, and what will ultimately decide what I choose to do next. But again, passive investment is the biggest thing.
Okay.
In yourself, in your talents, in your skills.
Yeah.
Because you realize that like high school is probably the last time. You know, they used to make you take DNT or EMS. Yeah. That was the only time you would try something new when you had to play an instrument. But then like everything else from matric or from grade 10 when you choose your subject has been revolved around those same 6 subjects, right? So what, assuming you went on to do something in line with academia, you haven't like explored like, so
a new thing,
right? So like just making sure that you're either refining the skills you have or you're positioning yourself for what may come next. Yeah, that's really what I'm fixated on as I navigate things. Bring me back in a year and I'll probably have an answer for you. But right now, nah.
Yeah, but like, it makes sense. There's still lots to figure out. You just got back.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a bit early.
I just arrived. It's one of the greatest videos in South African history. that video is iconic. I just arrived. It's my favorite one. But yeah, genuinely. Although it's been 5 months.
Yeah. So I was about to ask, I don't know if you're at that point yet, but because I said it to you at the time, especially because of what the Orange Man has been doing quite some time, that I think as much as you aren't back because you had chosen to come back right now, I think you won. That's been my perspective this entire time. I don't know, are you there yet, or are you still kind of wrestling with it?
Dude, you know, America, and this is the thing that people need to realize about America. The headlines you read and the lives people live can sometimes be diametrically opposed to one another.
Okay.
So like I hear you from a moral point of view and an ethical point of view, because
no, I'm in speaking like familial, socially, opportunities for D&D, chance to just also reset. Like I don't think life gives you that many chances of, I can actually try from scratch and there's no pressure right now.
Right.
Because this is, it's not necessarily a clean slate because, you're 28. But you can say, okay, cool, I'm relocating, I'm going to restart this. Whereas a lot of life is like, you're doing this constantly.
No, there definitely is a lot of value that's come from, coming back to SA. No, I will never deny that. Also, I was on the brink of burnout for sure. I think two more busy seasons in accounting and I probably would have been burnt out, like mentally. Again, just speaking to like anxiety, panic attacks.
Yeah.
So like
a shift is gonna have to come.
Right. So now obviously there's stresses here, but there are different stresses. The stresses that I have the capacity for. Corporate stress is it's something different. Like, a top 15 public accounting firm in the US. Generating over $1 billion.
I get what you're saying.
Right. Like that environment.
Like the scale of being attached to that is just the opportunity that comes with that.
Yeah, man. And then you add to that the general coldness of Americans, particularly, people from certain, like the Northeast and certain areas, and you're like trying to like collaborate and work with them, but they're deadline driven. So like definitely there's benefit. And then you add the political side of things. So like the way I look at it is to say, if I stayed in America, I know I would have been in a serious moral and ethical conundrum, removed from like SPUN and like spending time with fam, just like speaking to me. Because like one of the best things about being back is being able to like voice opinions on things.
Yeah.
Right? Like being able to like post a Palestinian
freedom
flag
of speech.
Without like my TikTok, I told you my TikTok got shadow banned. Yeah. Like because I obviously I'm me in the comments. Yeah. So like they literally shadow banned me when I was that tired. I'm back. I have the freedom. So like being adjacent to that's currently going on in the States is a bit for me tough. Yeah. Because there's just so many things I disagree with that are being propagated. So from that point of view, I do like having that alignment, because again, feel good. What makes me feel good? I didn't feel good a lot of the time. I felt like I was being a bit of a sellout. Yeah. Not even to say I'm an activist like that, but I'll repost.
No, like it's in the smaller things. Like if you can't post this, I can't even share this thing. I can't comment this thing anyway. Yeah. Like I just have to have it like some closed room, hope that no one hears me.
Or you have to put like a caveat with every caption. Yeah. Free, but. No, just free Palestine. Like it's that simple, right? Yeah. So like having the freedom to just do that is great. As you say, the family side of things. You know what it is with family? You only realize it. You only realize the value. Well, for me at least, when it's opportunity missed. It's hard to appreciate.
Like a birthday kind of thing.
Yeah, like in hindsight, after the fact, it's hard to appreciate and miss in the moment. Because like I remember the thing I said the most, like, I can't wait to be back and just watch football with like my dad and my brother. And I do that sometimes. But it's so annoying. Like it's like, oh my goodness. Sometimes you just hear the comments and then you have to just like, so it's like at the same time, You know, it's hard, bro. It's almost like certain things are only meant to be appreciated in hindsight.
Okay.
Which is such a tough thing to grapple with because obviously
like you don't know what you're gonna regret.
Yeah, life is finite. Everything comes to an end at some point. So yeah, but no, being back definitely has afforded me a lot of. I mean, you helped me see the silver lining in a lot of it. I think again, just speaking to like westernization and Western coding, I had become my salary. I had become my not my accolades because employees may watch. I love the corporate ladder. I love corporates, but I wasn't as fixated on my titles. I keep forgetting this is actually on the internet, bro. Like this is actually out there, dude. Now, like shout out to capitalism and that stuff. But like, you know, I'm not someone who's fulfilled by being
solely
senior, salary, because that's my livelihood.
Yeah.
That's my livelihood, you know, and especially in Miami, you needed to be making
healthy
money
amount,
to be able to court the women that I tend to like. So I want a relationship episode. I want it to be a therapy session.
We'll look into prospective guests and we'll package it. We'll make it make sense.
I need help. But yeah, no. So the salary, less so corporate thingies, but I come home and Oaks aren't talking about that stuff. Oaks don't care. When you're with people, and this is what I love about South Africa, and maybe it's because I'm from here that this is the case, but like I have friends that are some are like at KPMG, some at Deloitte, EY, others at Standard Bank, Investec. Some people are senior managements. Some have even been promoted to C-suite positions, directors, and all of this stuff. I have friends. I don't even know what they do. It's tense when you bring up what are you doing. Like you have to just kind of accept that that's them.
Yeah,
we all hang out in harmony, and there is no.
Like positioning or like
trying to like, you know,
one up each other.
Yeah,
it's like
no pretentiousness.
I just care about who you are as a person.
No one's precarious about anything. It's just on a human level. So like I had been westernized in that sense, and I when you talk about a reset, I think that the spiritual reset of being home is what I'm looking forward to the most. Where like I can embrace being African practically as opposed to theoretically, right? Because I do, being South African, you know, I take pride in that. Not in like a South African first way.
I know
those guys, some of the things they say, they scare me, those ones. But no, but generally, like, I love this country. I think, you know, I hate saying things like the greatest country on earth because there's like homeless people everywhere. So like, who is it great for? But I look forward to being able to do that on a day-to-day and not have to explain where it is.
Yeah.
Where are you from? South Africa. Okay, but where? Because they don't know.
It's that country.
Yeah, they think it's like the southern part of. Then you say Trevor Noah, they're like, oh.
Nah.
Not Mandela.
So he's our guy.
He's our guy.
Like, to that extent.
He's bigger than Mandela.
Shout out to him.
In like the Northeast, promise you. If you encounter someone.
Thoughts on Trevor Noah?
I love him, man.
Yeah.
Nah. T Noah.
No, don't do that.
TN. You see this, bro? Like, let's talk on your podcast. What Now Podcast. Can I promote his podcast? What Now Podcast on all streaming services. I love Trevor Noah. I think I'm so fascinated by his ability to articulate himself and how, I don't know if you saw him on, what's that British show where they just bring questionable looking people to just be mean? Hard Talk. 30 seconds, 90 seconds.
Don't know what you're talking about.
You haven't seen it?
No.
You should watch Trevor Noah on there where she quoted a joke he had. And she was like, you know that his most famous joke, I think it's from Daywalker 1.
Okay.
Also a woman, my dad's Swiss. You know, my mom was like, I want to be with a white man. And then, you know, how the Swiss love chocolate. So she quoted that trying to say, why are you race obsessed? And he said, no, an observation is not race obsession. It's an observation. You position it that way because of racism. Yeah. So I just love his ability to pivot.
Glad you pointed that out. Big fan of Trevor Noah. I don't know when the switch happened or if it's always been the case. I think he's more intelligent than he is funny.
Yeah.
Like I think the fact that he happens to be funny is like what gave him his platform. But like I don't actually think he's like the funniest comedian in SA.
I call it, he isn't the funniest comedian in SA, but he's the most. It's like
he's just packaged really well for who he is. Like
it's the Dave Chappelle effect. I call it the Dave Chappelle effect. I call it the Kendrick Lamar effect, where your consciousness almost supersedes your talent.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Trevor Noah, if he wants to be, I think now he can go back. Yeah. But historically, like Daywalker 1, 2, I've forgotten the name. Is it Seriously Funny? That's the best stand-up special I've seen in my life. I've seen Trevor Noah live. I mean, Trevor Noah live, Kevin Hart live, Dave. I've seen them all live. Seriously Funny for me in 2011, 2010 did something different. between 2010 to 2012 in that range. Did something for me no other comedy specials ever done. And it's just him being silly.
Yeah.
You know, airplanes landing, colored people, jokes about telling stories, being silly, nothing political about it, really.
Because he was making a point.
Yeah.
I feel like when he speaks now, almost every joke like there is a point he's
His
making.
consciousness has superseded his talent.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's Kendrick Lamar effect. Same thing with Kendrick Lamar.
Like he's
To Pimp a
almost too
Butterfly,
woke. Like, dude, you're really cool rapping about like Manils, but you are
Backseat
you're
freestyle.
only doing conscious raps.
I mean, like even that
Yeah.
good Kid, Mad City was still, you know, conscious, but like not as socially
No, but it's
conscious.
a lot easier to listen to just
Bro,
for anyone. Yeah.
When you go to Mandela's prison in Robben Island, you think you can come back and talk about Eiffel Tower long? No, man.
I get what
Your
you're saying.
life changes. So like that's
Yeah,
the thing
just
with
perspective enhancing.
yeah. And Trevor Noah is the exact same thing. I think he's spoken so much about like how the Daily Show and being given this position without necessarily having done the work, he had to study
He had
politics.
to be that kind of
Be
person.
that person.
Yeah.
So it changed him fundamentally.
Yeah.
I'm speaking like that's my point.
No, that's
No,
what, you
no,
need to
no,
be him. I'm glad I asked
No,
this.
that's my guy, bro.
No, clearly, because
Nah,
I'm ranking as like
genuinely.
you need this conversation.
No, I genuinely, I have no idea how much I appreciate him. I know he got some smoke about the whole Palestine thing, not speaking up. I don't know if you saw that.
Really?
Yeah, he got some smoke because they felt like he wasn't making enough of a comment. But I'm like, hey man, I don't know.
No, man, he's had multiple
Many
episodes.
conversations
just,
about
like, discussing it as well,
They were frustrated that he didn't have it around the October 7 time.
Okay, so I think that generally trying to rush someone to speak about something only at a specific time is ridiculous.
That's what I was gonna say.
That
Yeah.
like people generally don't have exactly the same amount of information, time, even emotional bandwidth to have.
And
Also, we have too much responsibility on celebrities. Like fundamentally, it's one of the worst things I think we do as people.
I was gonna say, bro, we can make a comment when anything happens
At
because
any
there's no
moment in time,
fallouts.
yes.
There's
Like
he is
I
a
don't
brand.
have a PR manager, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Like I can actually do pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the actual scope for what I can talk about on this specific
You can
podcast.
do-
it's
pretty
limitless.
much. Yeah.
Doesn't make any coins, right,
Yeah.
bro?
No, I
like,
hear you. I hear you. Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
back to the topic at hand.
Yes.
In terms of like, this is one of the last questions I need to ask you.
Okay.
In terms of gauging success, I mean, you've answered it more or less in a lot of different ways in terms of what your priorities are, the importance of being present, the importance of knowing, you know, exactly what's most important, right? And trying to focus on those three things, trying to be a good son, trying to show up in certain ways in relationships, in friendships. But there's still this big thing. This is for me. I need this answer because I'm struggling with it a lot. Is trying to gauge what means, okay, at this moment in time, would I say I have been successful, right? And not in the LinkedIn kind of successful way. I like when I see people talk about things that made them successful on LinkedIn, I don't relate. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like a lot of the time, like you guys are lying,
Yeah.
or I'm very weird. Like there's something me fundamentally is like,
LinkedIn's
I don't know how to platform myself
It's a false
there.
image there.
I don't get it. I don't get the platform.
Nigga, Oaks use KPIs in sentences. Nah, man.
Yeah. But anyway, enough about
Yeah.
the LinkedIn thing. So
Yeah,
I generally struggle to, I guess, kind of gauge what does being successful look like for me approaching 29. Like realistically, it's like, should I be at this position? Why would I be at that position? You know, it's like I don't think I should own a house by now. That would mean I'm successful. That's not where I'm at. It's not a thing of, you know, X amount of money means that I'm successful. It's not, okay, this position means I'm successful because, you know, I work at a pretty serious place.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you're up.
so it's like, so why wouldn't that feel like, yeah, I'm successful? Why would that not be the case? Because I don't right now. Like I don't go into it thinking, yo, dog, I made it. It's like, no, dude. Like, who would you tell needs to get to a better place? The base never died, needs to get to a certain place. Even within absolute, like where I'm at right now, I need to grow a whole lot more. I want to be a lot more just in general. And even if that's to pivot at some other point in time, it's just about, I want to be able to pivot for like a position of strength. And then maybe in that
It's a
other
big
scenario,
one, yeah.
I think of myself as successful. But the thing is, throughout my life, I've always been like, I need to get to this next thing before I'm successful.
Right.
Getting the degree, it's not okay.
I never
cool.
really cared. That didn't do much for me.
You do this like graduation ceremony. I don't feel successful at that moment in time
Didn't give
either.
a damn. I was
So
more annoyed than anything else.
you gave me it's just like
hot.
this is a lot of
So
admin.
many names,
Where am I? I'm
they're
just
gonna
standing
mispronounce
here.
my name.
Bro, there was this thing that happened in the group that I missed because I was at the
I was at
grad.
the thing.
You get me?
Yeah.
Like those moments don't necessarily make me feel successful. So I guess I'm curious, how are you gauging success? Because LinkedIn wise, dog, you're a success already. You're a successful 28-year-old.
Nah,
No,
no.
LinkedIn. I can help you write the paragraph if you're all right. Upon return to South Africa, I as Malcolm, trust me, like like I feel like this for a lot of my friends as well.
Yeah.
That just like, dude, people are doing very serious things. People have like serious accolades, but there's no one I'm speaking to, no one I'm around who's like,
Feels fulfilled.
yeah, dog,
I'm that guy.
I'm the, you know, because it's like, nah, dog, life's long. That's not what it's about. That's not the finish line.
not the
That's
finish line.
that's just a part of it. It helps you get closer to the next thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess trying to figure out what would make me feel successful, what I'm really moving towards, other than the things I like to do that I
Right.
hope do well or grow
Right.
in general.
No, I'm annoyed because I had the perfect answer on my Hinge.
Yeah.
I,
What?
No, on my Hinge, my profile,
Yeah.
that answer was bars, boy. You know, like all the likes I got were for that answer. I just don't remember what I said, and I deleted the app. But it's like now that answer, boy, that thing, dude, they didn't like my pics. It was that answer.
Okay.
Something about, and I meant it. If there are any women that see this that liked it, I meant what I said. But it was something I like about blending my life of purpose with. I think I screenshotted it. I may have sent it to like.
We'll put it in the shorts,
yeah,
maybe.
to tell them in this. I think because I was bragging.
Yeah.
But no, essentially, it's like I look at success like this. I think success is relative, not just to yourself, but to your family. I saw your episode with Gugu where you're talking about family name, and I think that was a great episode. Shout out to you. Shout out to her. She's very well spoken. Of course.
Yeah.
You know, she's a big deal.
If you have a podcast, gotta have to be.
Yeah.
It's a baseline.
Yeah. No, she's very, very, very up. But like, I do think, maybe it's just speaking to Africans, I do think defining yourself is defining your family. So when I talk about success, I'm not just speaking relative to where you are, your age and whatever, but also relative to your family. So the way I've always thought about success is by reverse engineering the greatness of my parents and seeing where they fell. I don't want to say fell short because that's a really tough way to put it.
Yeah.
But areas they maybe didn't water as much and making sure those areas are watered. So their big obstacle, and it's the biggest obstacle, was delivering people from poverty, right? Because like obviously, whether it's if you're African, specifically if you're South African, you are probably at most 2 generations away from poverty.
Yeah.
Right. So they delivered from that. That was their big thing, which is the toughest thing. Now for me, when I think of success, of course, it's continuation of
your parents' legacy as well.
Professional success that, you know, puts you approximate to that. Maybe not a specific rand value, but just approximate to it. But by making sure that maybe the social aspects or the interpersonal, emotional aspects where they weren't as clued in because of how they grew up are watered. So my success is defined by, of course, there's a professional expectation from my parents and what they've accomplished, but also like, how have I navigated social issues? What was my voice when it came to, you know, topics of activism? Where was I at this point in time? How am I emotionally? That's a big thing for me because I am so much less fiery than I was pre-2020. Right, 2019 was a big reset for me. 2020 has all the pandemic, so like grappling with my ego, grappling with my argumentativeness, which is still there, of course.
I was gonna say, trust me. Trust me.
It's still there. You know, that's my love language, but like a big accountability now.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, fine, if you're a hard ass and you argue, apologize when you're wrong, right? And be outgoing in that, forthcoming in that apology, which I do. I'll quote things that I said, say I was wrong. Yeah. Kepa.
Yeah.
And that was wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So like, yeah, man, it's just finding that so that the next generation, you know, God willing, I have kids one day, the next generation are reaping the benefits of what my parents did and what I did. I think to just build on what my parents did and only build on the positives is to sell future generations short. And not even just my immediate family, but like friends and, you know, sibling relationships. So like, yeah, I'd say success to me is assuming the success of your parents and reverse engineering the areas that weren't necessarily as robust or as world-class as the other areas and trying to find a well-rounded Lionel Messi life.
Okay. Okay. No, thank you for that, dude.
No, thanks, man. On
honestly,
the spot, eh? Thought of that on the spot.
No, that was cold. That was very cold. That was very cold. It's cold and hot at the same time. But yeah, no, honestly, your perspective in a lot of different ways for as long as I've known you has been incredibly important to me. You have been one of very few people who I've looked towards, who I've seen actively going after their ambitions, regardless of how difficult it may or may not be. And considering that you are a year younger than me, you have inspired me in a lot of different ways, dude.
Appreciate
I'm incredibly grateful for this friendship, for the amount of time. Also, again, we speak about the 9 years. We actually haven't lived in the same city in 9 years.
Yeah, more.
Yeah, 10, because I was in Cape Town the year before. Exactly.
Yeah, 2015.
And yeah, it's not lost on me that this is it's not an easy thing to do, especially as you get older, to maintain those kinds of relationships. So thank you, dude, for taking the time, for being my friend, and for sharing on the pod the way you have, dude. Like,
man.
It's not an easy thing. Life's buck, in the best of times. Like my hairline's going, dog. Like when we were friends, like I had mad hair, bro. Like shit's changed. Like a lot of shit has changed. Like we've been friends in a lot of different areas for a lot of very different things. And
no, listen, the thing is, you did really well. Again, passive investments.
Yeah.
You positioned yourself incredibly well for Hellas.
Yeah, no, I made the trim before I knew it was coming.
Dude, one,
dog,
acclimated us. Two, second, facial hair, incredible.
No, dog, that's God. That's God. Like, no one knows why. Yeah. Also, I think a very big thing, I was speaking about this with Jabula as well, is that I don't know how or why, but the height I got to as well. Because if I was like, God had a plan for me. He knew.
Let's be honest, dude. The camera's on, but you did a ritual. Hair gone, height up, eh?
You said something. You said,
and then you got buff at the same time. Nah, but
no.
You did well. You did well.
Look, these are all. Look, if there's one thing about life I can say, dog, I've managed successfully. It's like not even knowing my hair was gonna go. I think I'm top 5 people to have ever had hair, not knowing you're gonna lose hair, and then already be on the other side.
I completely agree. Completely agree.
Like, it's.
That is funny. No, but yeah, no, bro.
But yeah, honestly, but thank you, dude.
Vice versa, exact same things. In many different ways, you are like a mirror. That I can. I know, even if I like that we don't agree. That's what I love the most.
Yeah.
Because it's not what you say; it's the reasoning behind it. So, more times than you're aware of, I've been in deeper waters than you've been aware of, right? I've been, as you can imagine, living in a country with no parents doing me, right? Yeah. So there are times when I'm speaking to you and I'm speaking in code, but you've saved my life with your your advice, it prevented catastrophes. Genuinely. So no, exact same thing, bro. And that's all friendship should be. I think it should just be, just a sharing of thoughts and ideas, and we were like the spokespeople for friendship. So
call your friend.
Yeah.
Call your friend. And one other thing that I'm very big on before this episode ends, I think as you get older, it becomes a lot more difficult to maintain friendships for a variety of reasons. And I think something that people don't necessarily pay attention to is that you don't have to show up for every single thing. You don't have to call your friend every single day to maintain the friendship.
Literally.
I think it's about the small things you do that put enough credit in the bank that the person then feels that, okay, cool, with the strength of this interaction, this person I can connect at a later point in time and we will still be good.
Yeah.
Don't miss the smaller moments where you can just show up here all the way that person would appreciate it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, yeah, sorry, last thing from me. Yeah, J. Cole has a song, Safety, The Fall Off, stream it now. I'm doing promo for people who don't need promo.
Don't? Bro, what? Who are you trying to attract?
J. Cole, Trevor Noah.
Who are you trying to attract?
J. Cole's on LinkedIn, maybe he'll see this. But
so we post this on LinkedIn? I would have posted on LinkedIn.
Yeah. But for J. Cole to see. But no, that song, Safety, it talks about everything you're speaking to, right? And, I could have a whole episode on J. Cole and why.
And I'm not going to give you that platform.
Yeah,
you can
I'll start my own podcast.
Yeah, I'm not doing that with you.
But no, the reason he was always resonated with me to the way he has is because he gives stories and imagery to the most mundane things. And that song is literally what you just spoke about. The song is 3 friends leaving 3 voicemails to him because obviously he's touring and all of this. This is when he dropped Forest Hills Drive. 3 songs, 3 friends leaving 3 voice notes to him, just telling him what they're doing. Not because, some of the verses are deeper, right? People died. But in the first verse specifically, he calls Jermaine to say, yo, I ran into that guy we used to like and we rolled up and we just laughed. And it's because when you're away from your friends, that's the stuff you miss.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm trying to have a FIFA day, like where we just pull up, get up, get food, no phones, no hands, just play FIFA or girlfriends. Let me, more than
fix that,
hands.
yeah,
I
but
apologize.
goodness
I
gracious.
apologize. Girlfriends and just enjoy it, right? And that's what friendship really is. It's
There's people you can pass the time with.
people, that you can pass the time with, and those moments, as you say, are like it powers the battery for the next thing. Of course, when your friend needs you, you must be there for your friend. But realistically, the conversation when we're talking about nothing,
and that's ultimately what it's about. Like, it doesn't need to be this big moment where it's like, this is why we're like, no, dude, like, I think people need reminders of presence.
Yeah.
And I think
that's the perfect way to put it.
the only thing I know about myself and what I hope always remains true is that I'd like to be like, I'm always a present friend. Like, even if I'm toast, like, if you call me and you tell me where you're at, I'm gonna meet you where you're at.
Right.
Like, that's the thing I try and pride myself on.
Nah, man. The power of friendship.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway.
Make that the name of the episode.
As we close this episode, the last thing I need from you, and then you can go into the rest of your day. What are the 3 things you're most excited about?
You're dropping me home, though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry. You just said that like I had my own own transport. I was like, dude, you're actually my ride.
That's the question.
Sorry, what is the question?
What are the 3 things you're most excited about?
In life.
Yeah, no, like just in general. It can be small things. It can be it's definitely not an All-Star game. 3 things you're most excited about in general. It can be big things. It can be small things. It can be a meal. It can be a nap.
Nap.
Just okay.
After this, gonna pass out. Getting my luggage. Frick. And actually playing tennis this week. I look forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I love tennis because it allows me to. It's only time in my life I feel like it's okay for me to be selfish.
Okay.
Because it's about me. Right? When I play football, I'm worrying about everyone else around me. When I'm at home, I'm a son and a brother, and it's harder for me to be more selfish there.
Like, you can just play to win this. However you want to win it.
Yeah, when I'm with a girl I'm seeing, I'm trying to be accommodating or a boyfriend or not a boy, we're not dating, but we kind of, Sheik's relationship.
You're dating.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
But
anyways, she's gonna see this, surely. How are you gonna?
She will see this.
Oh, you guys are
open about it. Yeah.
Maybe you are the guy for the relationship episode.
I'm telling you. I mean, you know my stories. Most people know my stories, but it's definitely tennis, dude. Like, just being able to say, I'm on this court and it's about me and how I'm performing. I love it. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably play with a few guys this week and.
Okay.
Yeah, those 3 things for sure. Sleep, my bag, and tennis.
Okay. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Trevor Noah, Sheiks needs to meet you.
Dude.
J. Cole, Sheiks needs to meet you.
Yeah.
If you've taken the time to watch this, I really hope you've gotten something substantive out of this. This is something that I am genuinely actively working through. The next few episodes, one of them features my mom. And like, the podcast is going the very personal direction that I feel like it kind of needs to go.
It's going to be incredible.
For you guys to kind of get
best,
why this podcast should be one of the best in the country. And I hope that you guys...
And just on that, they're going to like your mom more than they like you.
Yeah, I know that, but I think most people do.
Yeah. Your mom's so cool, dude. Your mom's so cool. Anyways,
But guys, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We're out.
Like, when you are trying to hire me, don't look at my Twitter. Thanks. That would be great.
I think it would, but that's almost too idealistic because it's just like...
I think I could see in the movie that a lot of it was cut out. I don't know why. I can't imagine why.
You know why.
I do know why, but it sucks. It sucks because that's my original point here is that...
There's things you're naturally drawn to.
And we're back to our old and new listeners. Welcome to Who Would You Tell?